Hello everyone and welcome back to Be Noted Reviews. And today, as I told you all, that new video is coming this Sunday, and here I am making this new video on again a very controversial topic of current times, which is Avengers Endgame time travel theory. Now I know this particular theory hasn't been proved by anybody because there are a lot of controversies. There are two theories which is going on. Director Anthony and Joe Russo, they say different things, and writer Stephen McFeely and Marcus Wright, they say different things. So here I am decoding this ultimate time travel theory. Let's start. So before discussing anything, and this video is going to be long because there's going to be a lot of time travel theories discussing right now. We'll discuss right now. So let's start. And as we all know that there are basically two theories which are famous if we talk about time travel in our world. The first theory is a conventional or old school time travel theory which suggests that changing the past changes the future, which we see in every other time travel movie.
Star Trek, Terminator, Time Cop, Time After Time,
Quantum Leap,
Wrinkle in Time, Somewhere in Time,
Hot Tub Time Machine,
Hot Tub Time Machine, Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. Basically any movie that deals with time travel.
Die Hard? No, that's not one.
This is known.
It is very prominent. This theory is very prominent in DC comics as well. Now coming to the Marvel Cinematic Universe or Marvel Comics time travel theory, it suggests that changing the past does not change the future. Now what is the basic difference between these two theories? These two theories take time as different perspectives. In the earlier theory, where changing the past changes the future, it takes time as a different and constant unit, which is equal to every other mammal or every other person in the universe, every other being in the universe. Time is a different, altogether different set of unit calculated. Now in later theory, the second theory, time is said to be different as per the perspective of the one doing the time travel. For example, for me, time will be different. For other person, time will be different. For you watching this video, time will work differently. So for every person, the time will work according to his or her perspective. So that's why in the end game, when they're about to test the time travel with Hawkeye, so Bruce Banner explains that changing the past does not change the future, because when your present self goes to the past, that particular timeline becomes your future, and your former present, it becomes your past. So for me, the times work as per my perspective. So that is the basic difference between the theory. Now coming to the basic confusion. The basic confusion is that the last scene where we see old man Steve sitting there and passing the shield to Sam Wilson, was that old man Steve from the alternate timeline, or he was always present in our timeline? That is the basic confusion. Now confusion started when an interviewer asked Anthony and Joe Russo about this, and they said that because as per their theory, a change in a timeline splits the two timelines, it becomes an alternate timeline, and so Steve or Rogers going to the past created an alternate timeline where he lived for as long as he did, and then through some future technology he jumped back to this alternate timeline and came here. But after few days back, when the same question was being asked to Marcus McFeely and Marcus Wright and Anthony McFeely, so they said something different, because they said that as per them, Steve Rogers was always present in this timeline, and the picture also flowed, and it was it became very viral. The scene from Captain America Civil War where Steve was carrying the casket of deceased Peggy Carter, and there was an old man standing right behind, the very behind of the casket, holding the casket, and they say that it resembles the old man Steve hairstyle and all. So now I'll explain where is the confusion. Now, after doing so many research and after watching the film, I mean 10 or 20 times, I came to this conclusion. Now, what happens if you see the scene with the conversation with Bruce Banner and Ancient One has, you will understand exactly.
We can erase it, because once we're done with the stones, we can return each one to its own timeline at the moment it was taken. So, chronologically, in that reality, it never left.
Now you heard the dialogue. Now you listen to this. Now up to the next scene.
You have to return the stones to the exact moment you got them. You're going to open up a bunch of nasty alternative realities.
Don't worry, Bruce. Clip all the branches.
Now you heard what Steve Rogers says, clip all the branches. Now see what happens. What does clipping all the branches means in this theory of time travel? Now when time stones or infinity stones were taken from that timeline, and we seen Loki taking the space stone and going somewhere else, it created an alternate branch history. But when Steve Rogers at the end of the Endgame traveled back in time on various timelines in the past and returned the stones from exact moment they were taken, he clipped. So take this. This was the upper finger is the original timeline where the Endgame is happening, and this is the alternate timeline which was created. Right now, when Steve Rogers at the end of the movie, he goes and returns the Infinity Stones at the exact time, he just put a clip on both the timelines. So technically, clipping means that both the things happen on the same timeline. They are the part of the same timeline. And when he returned to Peggy Carter and lived his life, he never intervened on any of the events that happened, right? Whether it be 2012 New York battle, whether it be the events of Sokovia, whether it be events of Civil War, or whether it be the death of Howard and Maria Stark, or the discovery of PIM particles, he never intervened in any of that. So technically, the timeline that he clipped stays clipped. Also, we also know that Marvel does not do anything out of no reason. Each and every scene, each and every dialogue they put in has a different meaning, has exact meaning, has something behind that. So we never been shown who the secret husband of Peggy Carter is. In the Civil War also, we see Steve seeing the picture of Peggy Carter with her kids, but not her husband. So my theory is, when he went back, and he must have told Peggy Carter everything. So Peggy Carter already knew that this is going to happen, and she also chose not to intervene, and that's why that particular conversation in Civil War, she just hinted Steve to start over exactly, right? So yes, this is my theory. So let me summarize it. When Avengers took the Infinity Stones, they created a branch reality. But Steve Rogers at the end of the movie goes back into time and clipped those branches. So exactly, chronologically, nothing happened. Thanos, those both timelines exist on the same time, right? And he never intervened. He chose not to intervene. So there are technically two Steve Rogers in this time. There should be two time stones in this timeline. Loki will be alive, and that's how, if you remember correctly, before releasing the promo art for Loki, the Disney Plus series, Kevin Feige stated that Loki will directly connect or tie into Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness. Now, if Loki would have been in an alternate timeline, how it would affect the present timeline, because the Doctor Strange 2 will happen in our timeline, right? So how will it? That's because that particular Loki missing, that new Loki, is now the part of our timeline only. So Steve Rogers, the second Steve Rogers, the old man Steve Rogers, chose to live his life without interfering in any of the events. And when he knew he has to appear there, he appears there. And this also explains the particular reaction on Bucky's face, that he knows what is going to happen. So this was it. This was my theory, and I hope I end all this confusion regarding this Avengers Endgame time travel theory. If you like this video, if you like my content, please subscribe. Again, next video will be very interesting. Wait for it. I'll just update it on my Instagram channel. Thank you. Bye.